Well, it's been one of the big questions floating around the state capitol for months now. Will lawmakers return for a special session to vote on a legislative pay raise that would go into effect next year? They couldn't possibly do it before the election. That would be political suicide. But now that the votes have been cast, it could happen. Perhaps a tougher sell now that so much money is needed for Hurricane Sandy relief. Now, all year long, I've been checking in with local lawmakers, getting them on the record before a possible pay raise vote, because when it comes to their salaries, you paid for it. It's often looked like a ghost town at the state capitol since the legislative session ended in June. But you know, some lawmakers won't be able to get back here fast enough if they have a chance to vote for a legislative pay raise. Governor Cuomo has talked about the possibility of a pay raise, but
I would not even consider a pay raise unless the people's business was being done in a thorough, responsible way.
That business in a special session would include taking action on raising the state's minimum wage. But should lawmakers get a higher wage? They make $79,500 a year for a part-time gig. Most also get stipends that range from $9,000 to $41,500. Assembly Democrats are pushing the pay hike, but it can't be done without the Senate Republicans, and they continually tell me they will not vote for the hike. Here's their leader, Dean Skelos, at the end of the last session. Might there be pay raises? Might that come up after the election in some sort of special session?
I don't believe it should come up or that it's the time to do it.
So your House will not vote for pay raises in November or December?
There's not even a discussion about it. There's not even a discussion about it.
And here's veteran GOP Senator Jim Seward of Oneonta right before the election.
I think it's inappropriate to move forward with a pay increase at a time when so many others are hurting economically.
This would be one of the last votes ever for outgoing Republican Senator Roy McDonald. He has told me that he is against a pay hike.
I don't think you make this into a bureaucratic, full-time, never-ending job. It's a part-time job for real people.
What should the salary be?
Oh, I don't know, but it should be less than it is.
So that's a no for Roy McDonald. And as for our area's other GOP state senators, Betty Little of Warren County tells me she is a firm no. Steve Saland of Dutchess County tells me he too is a no vote. And Hugh Farley calls the pay raise the third rail. He's staying away from it. He's a no. Now, there are two local lawmakers who say yes to a pay raise. Assembly members Ron Canestrari and Jack McEneny. Also, Bob Reilly is still undecided, but he is leaning toward being in favor. All three are retiring. Every other local lawmaker from the Capital Region from both parties in both houses has told me they are against a legislative pay raise. And here is the scorecard, by the way, for the new lawmakers coming into office in January. I've checked with them all. Assembly members-elect John McDonald, Patricia Fay, Phil Steck, and Angelo Santa Barbara all say they would vote no. Santa Barbara tells me it would be a slap in the face to working families. It could be tough for them because their leader, Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver, has indicated he wants the pay hike. Senators-elect Kathy Marchone and either George Amador or Cecilia Kachik also say they would be no votes. We'll keep careful track of who does what if and when a pay hike comes up for a vote.